10-minute ab workouts won't get you abs. This will. I have been working out coming up to 5 years now. And it is only in the last year or so that I finally realized how to get abs. I fell into the trap of doing the 10-minute ab workouts at home, and I made zero progress doing them. The way to build your abs up and make them look really good simply comes down to two things: training your abs with weight and being at a low-ish body fat percentage. Getting abs isn't this thing you just get after a 10 minutes quick ab workout. And in this workout, you're doing literal useless ab exercises where you're not even going till failure. Getting abs comes from weeks, months, years of consistently training them in the gym and losing fat to get to a low body fat percentage to reveal the abs that you've been building up with your training. Without being lean, your abs simply won't show, just because you have a layer of fat in front of them. And if you don't train them properly, they won't be thick and blocky and protrude from your stomach and really pop. The best way to train your abs is through two simple exercises. The first one is heavy cable crunches, and the second one is hanging leg raises. If you just do these two exercises, 3 sets, 2 times a week, you will build up your abs so much. Now we have to remember, when we do these exercises, we need to be training hard and training close, if not till complete failure. The way to build up any muscle is to present a meaningful stimulus to that muscle to allow it to grow. Meaning you need to present enough tension, resistance onto that muscle to allow it to grow. So you need to be going close till, if not till failure. For every single muscle, it's the same for abs. Go till failure. The problem is with these 10-minute ab workouts is when you do them, they never ever present this meaningful stimulus to allow for muscle growth. Maybe in the first few weeks where you are going till failure in the first 30 seconds of doing the exercise, but you are going to become too strong for those exercises and you're not going to be going to failure, and so you won't be building any muscle. The good thing about these exercises is you can use some type of weight to increase the load on your abs over time so you can progressively overload and continue building muscle. For example, with the cable crunches, every week you could add a few reps. Every week you could add a bit of weight. With the hanging leg raises, you could add reps. And once you get strong enough, you could even add weight. It's possible to do that. Just a disclaimer. My aesthetic body course is in the link in the description. It teaches you exactly how to build the aesthetic body and get in the best shape of your life. Go check it out, link in the description. These are the only 2 exercises you need to build up your abs. You don't need anything else. You don't need the 10-minute ab workouts. That's it, simple as that. So make sure to build up your abs, to actually make the abs, the muscle, bigger. You need to be doing those 2 exercises. You need to be training them till failure. Treat them like any other muscle group, all right? Then you need to make sure you are progressively overloading every single week, increasing the load that you place on your abs so they can continue to grow and continue to get bigger. The only problem is you can build up your abs as much as you want with training, but if you're not lean, you simply won't have abs just because the fat is going to be blocking these abs from showing up. However, if you do train your abs, you will be able to see your abs at higher body fat percentages. So now we know the first part of how to train them instead of doing these stupid 10-minute ab workouts, which don't burn fat or build abs. They actually do nothing like that. The next thing we need to do is get lean. We need to get to a low body fat percentage to show the abs. How do you do that? Well, you likely are at a pretty high body fat percentage and you need to lose a little bit of weight to allow the abs to start popping through. The best way to do that is obviously through a calorie deficit. The best way to lose weight is by tracking your calories. I'll tell you how to track your calories, but then I'll also tell you how to lose the weight if you don't want to track your calories. The way to lose weight with tracking your calories is you find out your calorie maintenance. So you find out how many calories you need to stay at this weight that you are currently at. Then you just go 300 to 500 calories underneath it. And you basically track all of your calories. You subtract it for the total of the day. So say, for example, your calorie deficit is 2,000 calories for the day. You just eat foods and then you reduce the total amount until you get to 0 by the end of the day. That's basically it. That's how to lose weight, by tracking your calories. Now, the way to lose weight without tracking your calories, if that's something you want to do, then you just get a very high protein diet. So you make sure you get at least 1 gram to 1.3 grams per pound of body weight. The reason for this is because protein is very satiating. So it's going to keep you full up, and it's going to make you very, very unlikely to go and overeat and make sure you are in a calorie deficit. Many studies have been done of people who just stick to a carnivore diet, which is very high in protein, and they end up losing weight, even though they can eat as much as they want of meat, just because it's so satiating and they feel so full. Then we want to be making sure we reduce the ultra processed foods as much as possible. These are really high in calories, they're really easy to overeat, and when you eat them, they taste so good that you just want more and more and more, and yeah, you ruin all your progress because you overeat them. Try to eat the whole foods as much as possible. The meat, the eggs, the fruit, the vegetables, the grains, these taste a little bit more bland, and you're less likely to overeat them because they also fill you up. And yeah, that's going to continue to make you progress, essentially. Now, what do you do for cardio? Do you need to do any cardio to lose weight to start finally seeing the abs? No, you don't need to do any cardio really. You just need to track your steps. 10 to 12,000 steps in every single day, minimum requirement. If you're not getting that in, you won't be getting that lean. Simple as that. And yeah, 10 to 12,000 steps in a day, that's all you need to do. So, you know how to build up your abs. You know you need to be doing those 2 exercises we spoke about, training them till failure, training them with weight, and continuing to go up in weight every session, every week, every month, every year, etc. Then we need to get lean enough to actually show our abs. We need to get to a low body fat percentage, which might take a while, losing a bit of that fat. And yeah, you'll get to a point where your abs start to pop out, protrude from your stomach, and actually start to show because there's less fat there and because you've built up that muscle, so it's more like prominent. And that is all you need to do to build abs. You don't need to do the 10-minute ab workouts. You don't need to eat specific foods to burn fat. You don't need to do anything like that. You just need to be in the calorie deficit to lose weight, and you just need to basically train your abs with weight in the gym. That is it. Also, a bonus exercise that is really good for hitting abs, if you would like to do it, is decline weighted sit-ups. These are very, very good as well at building up your abs and making them look really thick and good. When you look at people in Hollywood who have really nice thick abs, it's because they actually train them as well as being lean. If you don't train your abs, they will still protrude if you're lean, but they won't look as thick and they won't protrude as much as if you actually train them once or twice a week. Simple as that. That is how you get abs. Yeah. My aesthetic body course is in the link in the description. It teaches you exactly how to build the aesthetic body and get in the best shape of your life. Go check it out, link in the description.